Homes seized for resale. Let's have a look. Good evening everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. I hope you've had a good start to the week. Grab your evening stein of coffee, and I'm recording this just before 8 p.m. Yes, I am drinking coffee this late at night. I suspect it's the years of late nights and architectural study that have made me pretty much dependent on coffee just to function normally. So yes, maybe I shouldn't be encouraging everyone to drink coffee. Let's check out this article sent to me by a viewer from the Courier Mail about, well, homes being seized and resold. So the banks are stepping in. Is this the calamitous crash that we're all waiting for, to swoop in and get a bargain? Or is it just a few outliers? Now, yesterday we looked at what the NAB were saying. Of the 8,600 people they contacted with mortgages who they categorized as at risk, 14 people needed help. So either people are in a better position than many anticipated, or reality hasn't quite set in yet. We'll have to see which it is. I suspect in some regards, because it's so difficult to actually get into property these days, that people are going to do everything they can to hold on to it. And maybe even, hard times with high interest rates. Think about it. You're renting, you're saving money, and trying to get a huge bloody deposit to get into a house. Even with high rates, you may still be better off than the previous life you lived trying to get into property. So there's a few sides to it. So, mortgagee crunch. Homes seized for retail in as little as 13 months. Yeah, but how long weren't they paying their mortgage? That's the question. So, homes are coming back up for sale in as little as 13 months now as mortgagees lose patience with buyers struggling with interest rates and construction blowouts. Okay, so these could be like construction delays. Luxury homes, entire townhouse developments, suburban cottages, unfinished houses, and vast tracts of land are among the properties on the market this month after mortgagees exercised power of sale, with Moody's Investor Services warning high interest rates and inflation will continue to push up mortgage delinquencies for the next 12 months. Now, luxury homes, that's not a normal part of the market. That's the luxury end, okay, so sure. Entire townhouse developments, that's not normal either. Suburban cottages, yeah, okay. Detached, I'm assuming that's the posh way of saying detached houses, or is it something else? Maybe I should know that as an architect, Suburban cottage. Done in a Art Deco style, which I don't mind, actually looks pretty cool. Anyway, unfinished houses, now that's not surprising. That's people that have, we know what's happened. We're all familiar with the construction apocalypse. So, borrowers who took out mortgages at very low interest rates in the few years before the RBA started its monetary tightening cycle pose a particular risk, the firm's latest quarterly report warned, especially those between September 2020 and March 22, who were assessed at an average serviceability rate which is now below current of average variable rates. So because the cash rate has gone up so much, the buffers have disappeared. These people are now paying more than they were assessed at. So, but that's not like an entire tract of land or a entire townhouse development or even probably luxury houses. It also feared home loan delinquencies would rise for those who took out fixed rates at record lows during the pandemic, which peaked at 46% of total monthly housing loan commitments in July 2021. Why? Why are they fearing that? It's because those of us that did, and I did, we locked in a low rate for 4 years because I didn't expect the cash rate to go any lower. And that was purely, or partly because of the failure of it to work in other countries. And the fact that our own Reserve Bank governor said that to the Senate committee. But the media leapt onto the fact that, oh, look, the Reserve Bank is asking some of the banks to prepare for potentially going negative rates. So I can't blame people for thinking rates might go lower. I can't blame people for believing the media when they were repeating, certain comments from the RBA that there would be no interest rate hikes until 2024. And what I've been told is that the people who bought in that period right at the edge plan to just attack the mortgage as much as possible before rates went up. I mean, if you thought rates weren't going to go up until 2024, why wouldn't you lock in a low mortgage? But I mean, there's going to be people that are shocked at this 50 to 60% increase in repayments. Then there's going to be those of us that were paying that anyway years ago. While the fixed rate term for a large share of those home loans expire over the next 6 to 12 months, borrowers will roll into mortgages with much higher interest rates, compounding the risk of delinquencies. Now, remember when we had the interest-only mortgage cliff? Remember that? And there was big fear that all these people and investors would suddenly have to pay principal and interest, and it was all going to crash the market. It was all in the news. What happened? Did anything happen? You've got to remember, whenever we read this stuff, when we see the media, they're always going to put a spin on it. And it's safe to make a warning of this. Oh, it could happen. It could happen. You just don't want to become completely obsessed with this type of shit, and it becomes part of your life. And you make decisions based on perceptions of calamity or collapse or, huge crashing in the market. You need to make your decisions when you're buying this stuff on your own personal circumstances. Moody's report out Wednesday found 1.26% of prime quality home loans were at least 30 days in arrears in the March quarter, up from 1.05% in December, with even worse results from non-conforming mortgages where borrowers have adverse credit histories, 4.4%, up from 3.35%. Okay, that's great. What is this compared to the trend? NAB are saying that we're still not at pre-COVID levels when non-conforming loans or arrears are going up. So this is kind of, okay, great. 1.26%. That's up from the previous quarter. Okay, cool. But we need to know the trend to see if this is really bad. Remember, we've seen a cliff. The insolvency cliff in the construction sector, which I mentioned we would have, and that's because it went away from the average, because so many businesses could trade while insolvent when they changed the rules. Now we're returning back to normal. So the media is saying, look at this 20% increase, biggest increase ever in construction sector insolvencies, but it's just returning to normal. So is this returning to normal or isn't it? The number of mortgagees now prominently listing properties for resale is growing, with realestate.com.au showing 31 properties up for auction or private treaty sales this way. 31. Let's realestate.com.au. Let's search. Okay. Real estate and property sales in Australia. I've just said search for everything. What's this? 178,865 results of, and they're saying 31. Maybe we just want the auctions. How many results am I going to get there? Okay. So 7,173 results. So not the 160,000, 7,173. We've got 31. So we're still talking tiny numbers here, everyone. This isn't, if this is what you're hoping will move the market significantly, and you're trying to time the market based on this, you're braver than me. I don't know. I guess I've just had so much, impeccable skill in trying to time the market when I was doing share investing or crypto investing. I just now I'm biased to the assumption that it's a folly to try and time it. Queensland had the highest level of mortgagee sales, with 10 currently listed on the market, including an entire townhouse complex with approval for a luxury development in Taringa and several large parcels of land that could yield multiple home sites. So these look like developers that are going bust, or builders that are going bust. Funny that. Yeah, this happens. So what's this one? Is this one for... Yep, here you go. 5 Bracken Avenue, South Australia. These fences here. I downloaded a Epic... From the Epic store, I got some Unreal components so I could model up these fences for some renders for a job. Because this is the standard fences everyone uses in Australia. You don't have to paint them. 8 properties in Victoria were listed for resale by mortgagees, half of which go to auction over the next 2 weeks, including a 708 square metre block of land. Okay, whatever. Western Australia has 5 homes listed as sale by mortgagees, including a $2.2 million apartment on the beach. South Australia and New South Wales had 4 properties this week. Okay, an equestrian centre in Jupiter Creek, a potential brothel business close to the train station, luxury Ramsgate housing complete with pool, while Tasmania, the ACT and NT had 0 mortgagee sales. Real estate agent Carol Summerlin of Dixon Estate Agents Toowong has 2 mortgagee sales going under the hammer this month, which have been hugely popular because of the diversity of buyers it has attracted, strengthening the inquiry levels. Yeah, everyone's looking at it because they think they can get a bargain. I bet you they won't. A 5-bedroom house at 130 Swan Road in Taringa, less than 7 kilometres from the CBD, goes under the hammer. Yep. Just a year after the owner bought it for $1.85 million. Where is it? Is this it? Behind the trees, a multi-million-dollar development. Okay, well, we can't see anything there. Okay, this is interesting. 5 townhouse property for $2.5 million. I mean, you could rent those out. You're not too far from the uni there. So the property had already seen 31 site inspections, 54 email inquiries, and dozens of phone calls. And here's the properties that they're listing, guys. I'll let you go through that on your own. Let's have a bit of a talk about this one. So my point stands. We're still not seeing a flood of these properties come to the market yet. Maybe it's going to happen. It'll be soon. It's right. People are saying in the comments, just wait, next quarter. I mean, people have been claiming we're on the edge of a huge calamitous cliff in fall and crash in property prices for decades, and it never bloody happens. Don't get me wrong. It's not fair. Property prices in this country are just a bullshit. But I can't see them collapsing as much as people are hoping. You're going to see some edge cases. There'll be some people snapping up bargains, some people that will have to sell. But particularly Brisbane, I can't see it correcting as much as people hope. Not with all the money that's going to be flooding into this state or in this city, in this region over the next few years. And as much as local authorities, the state and federal government try to work together to increase supply, it's still going to be a challenge. It takes time to build a house, guys. Anyway, let me know your thoughts or opinions on this one. Do you think we're going to see a big correction in properties? Is this just the beginning? Will I be eating my words at the end of the year where all housing has collapsed? Let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Check out Heise BIM and Heise Does. And if you're a fan and enjoy my content, you can support us on YouTube or Patreon, use our referral links, buy our pocket squares, or call me if you need an architect. Take care, have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.